But I just said, all right, guys, it's time for our reviews. I'm going to review Amazon right here. And what we have on Amazon was at the beginning or at the open, we had a gap up. And so a lot of times with the big gap ups, and on we all yesterday that we had weakness. So I was thinking, hey, there's a pretty good chance that this could do a gap fill. And so we had the pop at the open, we dropped, we were under VWAP and underneath the 33.35 level. And just because of the big gap, and I was thought, we might have that big potential for a sell off, I started in short, kept a tight stop, and then got stopped on this pop. And then when it started working again, got back short. Now, the key thing here for our normal setups, right? For the beginners or maybe just folks who are, I don't want to say beginners, but generally speaking, I like to wait 15 minutes to enter new trades, right? It just makes life a lot easier and you don't have to worry about, if you might miss some trades, but you generally can have better, um, I guess, wins, or, right? A higher probability of a win by waiting for things to kind of define what it wants to do. And so if you wait after the first 15 minutes, you can see that we got a red candle here instead of a green candle showing that it's going up. We got the red. It then broke our watch list level here at 33.35, and we start going in short. And we want to target the red to green line and then this level right here. And so if we take a look at the pricing of the 3,300 puts, we're using the 3,300 puts because that's the next watch list level and it's Wednesday morning. And if it was Friday, I might want to get something closer than 3,300, right? Because otherwise, if it doesn't get there quickly, the theta fuckery might get us. So this is where getting in 20 right here, crossing over. The stop would have to be this VWAP 1750 or so. You keeping it kind of tight. And it just started moving, right? So when it started moving fast, you're not thinking it, but you want to have some sort of idea. You know that if it spiked up here, your worst case is going to be probably $15. You should be able to get out, but there is a chance that if it goes hard, you could get eaten alive. So you have to kind of think about that for your sizing. But in this case, 20 risking 2 points because it looked like it was going to go through, and it just in theory should start running quick. So you grab it, 20 bucks, risking 2, and then you go through 3 to 1. So 20 plus or $2 times 3 is $6. So it locks them in at 26. And I think I got some in out at 30, missed the 32, and then I stopped out the rest at 27 when it popped here. So this was the flush. You can see here, or 10:05, 10:06, it spiked up into 32, but I just used the multiples, right? It's actually the OR 26 and 30, and that was that for that trade, and that's actually it. I mean, if this one trade could be enough for you for the whole day, depending on how you sized it. But maybe it's just one of 4, right? And so now you got you went a little bit smaller because it is Amazon. That's totally okay, right? Because even if you went one contract risking $2 and it goes from 20 to 20, say you have waited because you only have one contract and you're waiting for this watch list level, you would have been able to sell for probably $28, and so you would make $800 risking 200. Great risk reward, and not a bad gain on one contract. So that's one of our main setups right here, right? Trading from one watch list level to the other watch list level, waiting 15 minutes, waiting for a direction with regards to VWAP, seeing a double top and resistance up above us, and then a failing below a level or away from a level. And so yeah, so hope that the so that's the trade on Amazon. Then we had a double bottom on here at 3,300 at the end of the first hour. And so it kind of started pushing up here, but to me, it was kind of a weird spot. And I wasn't I didn't really, wasn't too sure. Like, I think we might have started back in short, like after it rejected VWAP here. And then I think I might have got stopped out. I can't remember the trade. But basically, that's not as clean a setup. I think it was actually here, the test of this, and then going back, and then it failed, it stopped out. The next one was coming, you see this VWAP rejection, slam, can get in, wait, and you can basically size and plan according to risking against VWAP. And so this is where Mo had mentioned that dip on the contracts at 20 bucks right here was the reload spot for the short. And you can see now if you did that and you maybe risked 2 points, got in at 20, stopped at 18 again, and now you just sit on it for the day, right? There's no need to take any more trades. This is still opening a trade in the first 2 hours. And you're basically establishing and saying, hey, you know what? I think 3,300 can break. And if market gets weak and Amazon continues, it's going to go back and maybe go 3260, 3200 this week. And if you think that, then hey, you know what? This may pan out. It's a good risk reward. And if you are risking the 2 points for that idea, and you get to between $26 and $30, you want to lock some in. Just following the 3-to-1 risk reward, locks them in, and then write it for whatever your idea is, with stops at your entry for the rest. So that's how I would trade that, if that was my plan. Okay, so that's Amazon. Any other tickers from the watch list you guys want to go over? Anyone? Okay, let's see. We had Piton, and we had that news today, so let's go ahead and do that. And then I do want to do Lyft, because that was an ER play, and that was really sweet. So, okay, Piton was on our radar, and then it had some $83. I'm not even looking at this. I have the stops in, and I'm just letting it pay, because this should do it. Yeah. Anyways, that's beautiful. Okay, so this is where we had the news come out. We saw this. I was getting short here at 89 starter. It stopped me out when it popped to 90. It went to 91, started breaking back down, and this is where I started back in on the short side, then adding, and then when it broke here and started breaking this 88, that's where my conviction came in, saying, hey, this pop, drop, we're breaking this 88 level. We broke a major level that I had before at the 92.70. If you looked at the charts, broke the 94 on the daily, and now it's just flushing. And so if you look at, and then I said the 85 puts, well, I'm 75, 80, and 85 puts. So I kind of loaded up, but let's use the 85 puts as the guide for the chart for everyone, so you can get a rough idea of what to do. Okay, so the 85 puts right here, $3. Stops are down here at this previous thing right here, 230, 225. You're in at, if you got in on this dip or this pop right here, maybe you take a starter, 275. It broke the 88. You add more here, say 350. So let's just say you have a $3 or 325 average, and then you use this 250 as your stop. Now we're just targeting the 80. But if you want to take some profits along the way, you can use, say, three. Let's just use make the number simple here. 350 and 250, so $1. And in theory, we should be selling at $6.50, right, for the 3-to-1 risk reward. You want to lock some in. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to put the order in. It's for $6.50. And give me a second. Okay. All right, so plan locking some in if we get 650 and then more at 850. Okay, this is a phenomenal trade. Just letting it work. This is what momentum looks like, and we're letting it pay us to our watch list levels. We have 88. The next watch list below this is 80. If we, I know we don't see it here, but if you are looking at the levels from the watch list, you can do that. If you want to see all the levels, and you can click here and you see fit studies, and you can see that the $80 level is down here, right? And so that's the Piton trade. And now we're just letting it work, right? Locks them in, let it pay us. Okay, next, let's do this lift. Okay. So this is, I think, on the notes for lift. I said, hey, nice gap, but pull back in pre-market. So I thought, hey, this is kind of acting a little bit weird. And and so you can see it broke right at the open. It just slammed. It popped here into VWAP and rejected. And first 15 minutes, it's right here. And we could maybe get a bounce here off this 55 level or break. But because of the way this moved and the 15 minutes, you can maybe start a short off this VWAP rejection right here, right? Going, hey, this is going to, uh, right? And this, and anticipating this, and we're targeting this 50-50, right? I'm not in it, but this is what I would be doing, is looking for that. And let's see how the contracts on Lyft worked out, if they were even made sense. I can't remember. I think so. We would be looking, since we're looking at 50, getting here at this level. Maybe take the 55 or 54 puts. Let's use 54 as a guide. And oh yeah, Piton. Who else is getting paid?
It's it really helped me out today.
Yeah, like I said, I'm risking. I should have went risk 5 to 10% of my account, but that's good. That's fine. So when you say risk 2%, that means you're taking a 4% position, right? If you're risking half. And so when you're at 3x, that's actually a 12% account gain. Not bad, right? Not bad day's work. Um, okay, so this comes back into the risk management thing. You could have a strong idea for something, but you don't necessarily want to blow your account if you're wrong, right? And that's why you want to be consistent about your sizing and still do the math for risk reward. Okay, and allocation. That's the sizing of your trade. So here's the deal. At the 45-minute mark, you're seeing this. You can go, hey, you're getting in. You like that it's acting weak. You think it's going to break and be a potential all-day seller. You get in 70 cents. Your stop can be 50 cents here, or even 60 probably, because it shouldn't come back. Okay, so let's just say we're using 50 cents, because there's a lot of room down to the downside, right? $4 potentially. So this could go to $4 if this actually gets to 50-50. And so let's say this. So we have 20 cents of risk, 20 times 3, 60 cents. So 70 plus 60, $1.30. You put an order right there. Boom, already hit it. 3-to-1 risk reward, right? And then the next one would be at 50 cents above, or another 20, 20 cents, another 40 cents on top of that. So $1.70. It only got to $1.69. So then at the 10:30 mark, I usually lock in more in case there's a double bottom. And so that would have been, again, selling here. It would have actually worked out right here, right at that $1.30 mark. And so I would have been out a bit if I was probably out maybe half to 80% right here, and then riding the rest and then with stops at entry. And so far, it's come back, it's tested VWAP, it's still kind of, see what happens if it rejects a couple times here, but lift is more or less set up for fading down toward this level because it kind of broke these levels in support and yesterday, right? So now it even broke below this low, but it reclaimed. So there is now here's one actual thing. We have a double bottom here. We broke below, but we came back up. There is potential for a reversal at this point, as a failed breakdown reversal. But we won't know that unless it breaks over 55. If it gets over 55, then I'd be game for a long, using this as a concept of, hey, this did a failed breakdown. It's coming back over this watch list level and VWAP. There could be some strength to the upside. Okay. But until that happens, I would stick with the story. Stops on the 20% that you have left as a runner, looking for the 50-50 to come, and using stops at entry to see if you get that by the end of the day. So that's how I would trade lift. So any questions? Anyone want to go over their trades? Mo, do you want to share any of your trades or do a screen share on your screen and talk about anything, or anyone else? Excuse me. All right. Anyone have questions about these tickers? All right. I guess let's wrap up this review nice and quick, 30 minutes. And we'll call that. There's a few other tickers I didn't go through, but oh, there's Facebook, right? I can go through that because that was a trade that didn't work. So let's go over that because it's important to learn that as much as it is. So this was also a trader early in the day. We had this consolidation. Looked like we were holding this support here, crossing over VWAP, crossing over this watch list level, and so I was looking for that long, right? And I kept a 30-cent stop, and then when it came back, stopped out. Right? Don't need to force it. It should not have come back down and held underneath and broke. So it just couldn't. It just didn't have follow through. There are going to be trades that do that, but that doesn't mean you suck as a trader. It just means it didn't work. So, so yeah, and that's fine, right? You lose this, you lose 0.5%, maybe you lose 1% or whatever your stop was. That's fine because we more than make up for it on trades like Piton. Like when we catch a trend, we make bank, guys. More than pays for the times that we lose. So, okay. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching this. I'm gonna stop the recording.